So Olive will, okay, that's great. So the very first practice that we're going to do is actually a little bit of movement. I find myself it can be helpful if I do a little bit of movement before I kind of do maybe a sitting meditation. So I'm going to invite you to stand up. Now, don't worry, if you've got any sort of like, I suppose, health conditions that make that really difficult, or if you've got maybe a sore back at the moment or anything like that, obviously you can sit. You don't need to do any of these things. It's just purely invitational. But if you wish, you could have a stand up. I'm just going to move my camera back a little bit so you can kind of see me. Just tilt it back a little bit. Tilt it. Never make more tea, that's for sure. Okay, so standing, and if it's okay for you, you could even like take off your shoes so you're in your socks, or if you want, even your bare feet, and standing with your feet about hip width apart. And this might be like the first time today that you've just kind of stopped. So I'd invite you just to maybe to close your eyes or to rest your gaze on the floor. And if you've any balance issues, it's fine just to have a chair in front of you. You can kind of hold on to it. That's grand. But perhaps, closing the eyes now and just taking a moment to stop. So you may have had a busy day rushing around. So it might just be the first time that you've actually just taken a breath and stopped. So we're kind of switching gear, if you like, very purposefully bringing, drawing our awareness away from that very busy mind. I mean, I often feel that my focus, my attention is in my head. That's where everything is kind of happening. So it's very deliberately actually directing your awareness down into your feet, just feeling your feet on the ground, just noticing that you're standing. So tuning into your senses. Feeling the weight of the body dropping down through the soles of the feet. Maybe becoming aware of other sensations in your feet. It might be like tingling, or if they're warm or cold. And just bringing your awareness up your body. So maybe aware of the stretch of the calf muscles, position of the knees, aware of your thigh muscles. Moving up to the pelvis and the trunk. And keeping the spine fairly upright, allowing the shoulders to soften and the belly to soften. The arms just dangling like heavy curtains. tucking your chin in a little bit so your head is in line with your spine, and inviting the muscles of the face to soften. So having a greater sense of the body now that you're just, it's like you're re-inhabiting your body. It's often like our minds are like somewhere else entirely, like, I don't know, another galaxy. So it's like we're kind of coming back to Earth. We're landing, feeling the feet on the ground. And sensing your natural breath as well, just noticing your breath as it moves in and out of the body. And I invite you now to take a slightly deeper breath than you normally would. So taking a breath in and holding it. And releasing it. Doing that again, a breath in through your nose, holding it, and releasing it. Just feeling the body let go a little bit on the out breath. We do that one more time. Breathing in. And breathing out. Keeping your eyes closed, maybe just very subtly shifting your weight a little bit more onto your right leg. So you're a little bit more weight going down through that right leg. Your left leg is still in contact with the floor, but your weight is just shifted. Just noticing that. Sensing what's happening in the feet, in the muscles of the leg, quadriceps at the front, the calf at the back. Inviting any other muscles that are working in the body that don't need to be, just letting them to soften the face, belly, left leg. And then shifting back into the middle again, so you're on both feet. Very slowly shifting the weight over towards the left leg, so it's predominantly taking the body's weight. The right foot still in contact with the floor. Most of the weight dropping down through this left leg. The deeper awareness of the muscles of the thigh and the left leg that are working a bit harder. But all the while, the breath moving freely, the rest of the body soft. And then shifting back into the middle again. And like a tree. You're standing like a magnificent old tree, standing dignified, occupying your full height. We often don't, we're often kind of, well, I don't know, I suppose laden down or whatever by the weights. Just really feeling your full height, allowing your spine to emerge from the pelvis, your legs to be straight, your chest to be broad. And taking, again, a nice big breath in through the nose and holding it. And releasing it. And now imagining that there's a circle drawn around your feet. So your feet are just encircled by a line. And you're going to just gently shift your weight over to the right leg, over to the border of the right foot, the outer edge of the right foot. And then shift your weight into the toes of the right foot. Into the toes of the left foot. Into the outer border of the left foot. The heel of the left foot and into the heel of the right foot. And obviously hold on to something if you need to. Continuing this very slow circular movement. We use the toes of the right foot, toes of the left foot, outer border, left leg, heel, left leg, the heel of the right foot. Just continuing that yourself now, nice and slowly. And noticing how quickly the mind can get distracted. Starts maybe wandering. Just coming back to these sensations in your feet. And then coming to stillness. Just coming back to the middle, stopping, pausing, breathing. And then starting to shift over to the outer border of the left foot. Just going in the opposite direction. The left toes. The right toes. The outer border of the right foot. Right heel. Left heel, and so on. Just continuing that motion. And then just coming to stillness again. Maybe just even just moving your toes, lifting your toes. Then maybe opening your eyes and very slowly coming down to a sitting position, like sitting on a chair or on a cushion, whatever's comfortable for you. So if you're sitting in a chair, just having both feet on the floor so that your knees aren't crossed or anything, both feet are on the floor. And if your back allows it, if you've no back issues, coming away from the back of the chair so the spine is self-supporting. And just allowing your eyes to close again or rest your gaze on the floor. Spending a little bit of time noticing this new position and aware of sensations of contact, those areas of contact between the body and whatever you're sitting or kneeling on. The weight dropping down through the sitting bones, through the feet. So you're kind of creating a foundation of stability. And from this stable foundation, allowing your spine to kind of emerge, to lift up from your pelvis. It's upright. Shoulders are released. Maybe your hands resting on your thighs or each other, inviting the belly to soften, the face to soften, the shoulders to drop. Sitting, I know that I'm sitting. Breathing, I know that I'm breathing. So you're aware of your breath, just the natural breath as it's received and released by the body. So the invitation for the next few minutes is just to perhaps rest your awareness on maybe some area around the nostrils or mouth where you notice your breath moving in and you notice the breath moving out. And of course, the mind will jump around. It'll try and head back into the past or propel itself into the future to worry about something or to plan something or to reflect upon something in the past. But this is an invitation to every time that happens, which is just what the mind does, it's just gently coming back again and again to the breath. So we're exercising this muscle of awareness. sensing the air moving in, sensing the air moving out. The mind can be very busy, and I almost imagine it's a bit like, a very rough sea, stormy sea, where the waves are crashing, white horses, boats bobbing. So it's quite rough. But if you were to go a few meters down below the surface of the water, it would be much calmer. So it's like just like that. You're just dropping deep into the body, meeting the breath, finding maybe some semblance of calm, feeling the lower body resting in the seabed, and the breath moving the flow of water, breathing in, breathing out. Returning again and again, the body just sitting here, body breathing, sitting, breathing. You're just checking in, where is the mind now? Noting maybe the content of thoughts, so worrying, planning, remembering, disentangling from the thoughts and coming back to just the sense of this body at this moment in time, sitting right here, the bones, flesh, sinking into the earth, sitting and just breathing. Alive to the sensations, the senses awake. Chattering mind, maybe a little bit quieter, or maybe not. So in the final few moments of this meditation, I'm going to actually read a poem that I think just is quite a sense evoking poem. It's a poem by Seamus Heaney. Just listening to these words and letting them just land, perhaps. Blackberry picking. Late August, given heavy rain and sun for a full week, the blackberries would ripen. At first, just one, a glossy purple clot among others, red, green, hard as a knot. You ate that first one, and its flesh was sweet, like thickened wine. Summer's blood was in it, leaving stains upon the tongue, and lust for picking. Then red ones inked up, and that hunger sent us out with milk cans, pea tins, jam pots, where briars scratched and wet grass bleached our boots. Round hayfields, cornfields, and potato drills, we trekked and picked until the cans were full. Until the tinkling bottom had been covered with green ones, and on top, big dark blobs burned like a plate of eyes. Our hands were peppered with thorn pricks, our palms sticky as bluebeards. Late August, given heavy rain and sun for a full week, the blackberries would ripen. At first, just one, a glossy purple clot among others, red, green, hard as a knot. You ate that first one, and its flesh was sweet, like thickened wine. Summer's blood was in it, leaving stains upon the tongue and lust for picking. Then red ones inked up, and that hunger sent us out with milk cans, pea tins, jam pots, where briars scratched and wet grass bleached our boots. Round hayfields, cornfields, and potato drills, we trekked and picked until the cans were full, until the tinkling bottom had been covered with green ones, and on top, big dark blobs burned like a plate of eyes. Our hands were peppered with thorn pricks, our palms sticky as bluebeards. very slowly, maybe beginning to maybe move your fingers or just move your body a little bit just to kind of waken it up again. Having been sat in one position for a while, maybe circling the shoulders a little bit, turning the head. And then you can just maybe allow your eyes to open. So I'm just conscious of your time, and it's brief time this evening together, but